All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Welcome to what used to be movie night, is now our first Wednesday evening regular intro presentation that we're going to be doing every single Wednesday going forward. So welcome to everyone who's tuned into the live stream. I hope there's more of you out there than in here. Nonetheless, what is your name, sir? Tabelo, that's the man I'm speaking to tonight. The rest of you wealth engineers haven't done any work. You don't have any guests here. So we're going to spend about 45 minutes going through the presentation. Afterwards, you are welcome to come speak to me, ask me any questions. Let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company. We were founded nearly 70 years ago, so we've been around for a very long time. We don't share offices with Constantia, but they're just down the road here in Randburg. The FSP number, that's our financial services provider number, our license to operate in financial services. That's the number that our license has. If you look outside in the foyer above our water cooler, you'll see we've got a bunch of other licenses on display, and you'll find those on our website too. So we've got a long and short-term insurance license, we've got an investment license, and we've got our FSP license on display. We've also got accreditation with direct marketing and the direct selling associations. The managers and executives are these people up on screen. The first three individuals are registered chartered accountants, starting with that gentleman over there, Mr. Benfield. He is our senior executive. He heads up this division called DuePoint, and we're very lucky to have Brendan heading up this division because he's got so much experience in financial services and particularly in insurance, and not only experience but success too, because his father has been entrenched in insurance, and Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps. Dr. Brian Benfield founded Clientele Life all those many years ago. He founded the IFA. They've started businesses here as well as overseas. They've had a lot of success. Brendan actually founded a business with his brother Stuart and father down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD, and you probably know PMD because they do a lot of advertising constantly. And then we've got Tim and Stacey. They look after our financial, the regulatory, some of the auditing requirements in our business. And then the two non-accountants are Jane and myself. Jane has got a lot of experience in network marketing or referral marketing, and that's very important to us because even though we're an insurance company, our growth is determined by our ability to work in the network marketing space. And so Jane brings international experience with her to our team because she's actually from the UK. And then myself, I've been working in advertising for over 20 years, pretty much since I left school, and I ran my own digital agency for about 15 years fairly successfully. We didn't retrench anyone, so I can say we were successful. But that's the team. Our mandate as staff of DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us in this endeavor, in this business opportunity. We want to see everybody successful and profitable, because as a business, we can only be successful if the people that are collaborating with us and helping grow our business are being successful. And so we do everything to support you. All the money that we spend on the technology is there to support you in being successful in this business endeavor. Okay, so that's a bit of background on the business and us. You're welcome to go do a background check on us. Make sure you trust the business that you are looking at, right? That's a fundamental step. If you don't trust the business, then you might as well leave immediately, right? There are so many schemes running around South Africa. Trust is fundamental to starting any partnership with a business. So you are welcome to go do a background check on us. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. Go check us out. Very quickly, we're just going to discuss debt. South Africa's economy is in the state that's not in a very good position, because what's happening for the majority of people is that our salaries aren't keeping up with the cost of living, right? So you feel that in your back pocket. You can feel groceries are getting more expensive, transport is getting more expensive, everything is getting more expensive, and at the end of the year you are lucky if you get a 5% raise in your salary. And this has created a lot of issues. People have incurred a lot of debt. A lot of South Africans find themselves in this debt cycle, and this debt cycle exacerbates. It means you never get out of this debt cycle, and when you get to retirement, it becomes even worse, because when you get to retirement, your income ends, right? And now you have to live as a retiree, as a pensioner with no income. Hopefully you've got a pension fund put together, but we know from the statistics that we get, the majority, we're talking like 97% of South Africans don't do enough with regards to their retirement funds. And this business, DuePoint, is about changing that circumstance. It's about you taking control of your income for the first time in your life. And out of all of this negativity, us as a business, Constantia as a business, saw the opportunity to create this division, the system called DuePoint, and we launched DuePoint last 2 years ago, 2 years and 3 months ago. So February 2016, we launched the business. We called the system the DuePoint system, and it is basically the ability to make additional income. But we've got aspirations for people in this business that go beyond creating extra money. So you might be at this presentation thinking, I'm just here for extra money. But I'm telling you, my hope is that I actually change the way you think about money. We want you to change the way you think about money so that we don't make the same mistakes. We want people in this business to aspire to getting rid of their debt as quickly as possible. Because I promise you, for majority of us, including me, if you give me extra money and I put it in my back pocket, I will spend it within a day, probably, right? We need to think about it differently. We need to think about how to make that money work for us instead of just spending it all the time. So we must aspire to getting rid of our debt as quickly as possible. Because really what our business is about creating wealth. Who would like to be wealthy? What does that even mean, to be wealthy? What does that mean? When you've got more money than you can spend, right? Everyone wants to be wealthy. Can you become wealthy if you owe other people money? You can't. And so we must aspire to getting rid of our debt as quickly as possible, because that empowers us to start working on wealth. And how do you generate wealth? You generate wealth through the ownership of assets and investments that appreciate. And if you're in that position, our final aspiration, the means to an end, is just to be happier. Because we just want to be happier. Because when you're indebted, are you happy? At the end of the month, when you get one SMS for your salary and 20 SMSs for your debit orders, are you happy? You will be happy when you get one SMS from your salary, one SMS from DuePoint because we're paying you a return, and then no SMSs from the bank. None. Silence after that, right? That is called taking control of your income, because now you get to decide how to spend that income instead of the bank debiting you constantly until there's no money in your bank account. So, how does this business work? Our guests here this evening, you have the opportunity to join this business called DuePoint. You contract with us, and once you become a DuePoint, what we call a DuePoint wealth engineer, you have one task, a single task, and that is to go out and build what we call a channel of distribution. Basically, it is you going out and connecting people to DuePoint. That's all you have to do. The same way you were connected to this presentation this evening, you're going to go out and do the same thing. And if you are successful in that process, if you can introduce people to us that want to become wealth engineers and they take out one of our products, there are benefits waiting for you. The primary benefit is that you get to create an additional income, right? That's why we're here. We want extra. But the nature of the income is very important, because here we don't create what we call active income. We create something called recurring income. As employees, we all create active income. What is active income? Active income means you have to work to earn something. In this business, you have to work to earn something, but you can earn for more than 1 month on the work you did in the first month, right? That's actually something that's inherent to insurance companies. So as an insurance company, we know how much money we're earning next month based on the work we've done in the past. My dad's a gold miner. Do you think my dad knows what he's going to earn next month? If he doesn't do any work next month, do you think he's going to earn money? Nothing. Because he has to pull ore. He's got to pull rock out of the ground to derive gold. In insurance, in this business, you can do work in May that pays you in June and July and August. People can do work in this business and then stop doing work and still earn out of the business. That is the power of recurring income. We've built this business, the system, with leverage in mind. We call it the power duplication, and I'll show you what the power duplication looks like. It is basically your ability or your opportunity to multiply yourself out there. Have you ever wished you could duplicate yourself or clone yourself? Send one to work here, send one to stay at home with a family. Wouldn't that be great if you could do that? In this business, you can do that, right? We call it the power duplication. I'll show you shortly what it looks like. Our business is flexi time. You can decide when you want to do this business. You can do it any time of the day, anywhere in South Africa. It can be 2 a.m. and you can be in Pofadder and you can do this business, right? The business is flexi time. The money we've invested in the technology in the business also allows you to do that. There's no startup capital in our business. We don't have boxes of product that you have to buy. We don't have starter kits. We don't have starting fees. We don't ask you for all your income or all your savings to get started in this business. We've designed this system so that it is as risk-free as possible, so that as many people can access this business opportunity as possible. This business is not designed to fleece somebody. A get-rich-quick scheme is designed like a smash and grab, right? They promise you the world, they take as much money, and then they disappear. We read it in the newspapers constantly. It might even happen to you. You might know people that have been fleeced out of money, right? The business is not designed to do that. It isn't. We are very confident in our business model, right? And we want a sustainable, a business that survives decades. Constantia is nearly 70 years old. You don't build a business that's 70 years old on a smash and grab mentality, right? And so we invite you to become part of a business that has massive longevity in mind for us and for you. We don't worry about your qualifications or experience. So a lot of people are marginalized because of their qualification and experience. We don't care. We don't care whether you have matric or not, whether you've got a degree or not, whether you've got work experience or not. It does not matter to us. Anybody can do this business. You get to build an asset. This is probably the most important benefit on the slide, because what I'm going to be proposing to you this evening is that you sacrifice time going forward for DuePoint. That means you've got to decide, I'm giving up TV, I'm giving up relaxing, I'm giving up sleeping in, I'm giving up time with the family so that I can invest it in DuePoint. But you should be happy to do that, because the channel of distribution that you build here is seen as an asset that you have legal tender over. When you become a wealth engineer and start a channel of distribution, you legally own that channel of distribution. When it starts generating a recurring income, it suddenly has intrinsic value, right? It is seen as an asset. You can sell it for whatever reason. We've had many people in the last 2 years that have bought and sold channels, right? This business will pay you beyond retirement. That is a massive benefit. Because you're going to work for 40, 45 years, and then they're going to tell you, sorry, you're 60, you're too old to work. When are you too old to work at 60? My father's in his 70s, he's still working, right? It's like a cultural thing here. I don't know if it's a Western world cultural thing, but my father works for a Chinese company. They work you till you die, right? Last year he signed a 20-year contract. I also went, yo. Dad, you're going to be 91, right? Because when people get to retirement and suddenly their income ends, it is a drastic life change for them. 90% of South Africans have to survive on half their income when they hit 60. Imagine I take half your income away from you now. How are you going to survive? It's impossible, right? This business will pay you through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s, through your 90s. The business will keep paying out once you die. Who would like to pass wealth on to their children? We wish, right? We wish. How many people do you think in South Africa pass debt onto their children? You hear about it constantly. A family member dies, you've got to help with the funeral, you've got to help with transport, you've got to borrow money to make it happen, right? We don't want people to be in that position. We want to see wealth engineers in DuePoint. The rest of the world can do it. But wealth engineers in DuePoint are going to pass wealth onto the next generation. Going to break that generational cycle. There's no selling involved in our business. You do not have to speak about product. You do not have to sell product at DuePoint. That's a wonderful thing. Who loves to sell product to their friends on the weekend? Nobody, right? I bet some of you have tried. I bet some of you have tried. No one likes to do that, right? And we recognize that fact. At the same time, we realize that telling people about a business opportunity is way more attractive than trying to tell people about product. And so your only task as a DuePoint wealth engineer is only to connect people to the business opportunity at DuePoint. Then myself and Brendan on stage through our presentations will tell people about the whole business and about our products. You don't have to do that work. We will do the majority of the work for you. You just have to bring those people to us. The nature of our products, because we've got financial products, right, means that they aren't tangible. Like I said, we don't have boxes of product for you have to buy and to take home and store at home and then try to get rid of before the expiry date hits you, right? And so the products in themselves are convenient. At the same time, our products are designed to either protect your wealth or bolster your wealth. A lot of our competitors out there have got products that are designed to make you spend more. How is that supposed to help you when you're told, oh no, spend more every month? It doesn't, right? So I think the products are great. Your success in our business is dependent on your ability to build this channel of distribution. So I mentioned channel of distribution a couple of times. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and you take out one of our products and you are going to go out and start connecting people to DuePoint. If you are successful in that process, and in this example, you've brought 5 people to DuePoint that have become wealth engineers and taken out one of our products, that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. From this moment on, your channel is going to take on a life of its own, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, because these 5 individuals that you brought into the business are going to go out and start doing exactly the same thing you've done. And we see hundreds, if not thousands of examples of people whose businesses grow without them. We've got people that have joined the business and left, and their channels have just kept growing and growing and growing. We had one lady that joined us pretty much, in the first month of our business. She joined us. She had great success. I think in the first 3-4 months, she was earning nearly 5,000 Rand a month, and she left the business, right? She left the business. Today, her business has got 7,300 people in it. That is the power of duplication. And she's gone. She's not earning a cent anymore, right? This is what your channel could look like. This is what power of duplication looks like. Remember on the benefit slide, I said, we've designed this business with leverage in mind, the ability for you to clone yourself. This is you cloning yourself, right? These 5 people that you brought into the business are now increased the effort in your business by 5 times. You've got 5 people doing your work for you. My hope is that when you go out and you find those first few individuals to put into your business, is that you go out and you find quality people. What is a quality person? A quality person is someone that isn't a burden to you. It is someone who has the resources to thrive in our business. This business is not mahala, right? We've made it as low risk as possible, but you need specific resources. You need access to data, access to transport, right? So you can't go to somebody who's unemployed and has got nothing and say to them, come be a wealth engineer. That's impossible. Make sure that when you build the business, you go out and find people that you want to help you build your business. Okay? Because if you do that, that behavior will channel through into the entire business, and you will build a strong business. If you bring desperate, weak people in at the beginning, the same behavior will follow through into your channel, and this will collapse every other month, and you'll be very frustrated and you'll quit. So be mindful of that. Who are you bringing into your business at the beginning? That is what a channel of distribution looks like. My warning to everybody, because people might have arrived to this presentation, 1, thinking that, I've been invited to a get-rich-quick scheme. How many people thought that? Just wink to me. You don't have to put your hand up, right? That is a legitimate fear because of the amount of schemes currently running around South Africa, right? And so when you get invited to this presentation, maybe the language you use is very similar to the language other businesses use, and you think, I've been invited to one of these. But I remind you again, I allay your fear in telling you that we are a listed company. We are regulated by the Financial Services Board. We have been around for nearly 70 years. We are not a get-rich-quick scheme. At the same time, people want to be part of a get-rich-quick scheme. Who wants to be part of the get-rich-slow scheme? Right? It's a trick question now. Because you don't want to come to the get-rich-quick scheme, but you don't want to get rich slowly. Right? No one wants to get rich slowly. You have to now internalize that dilemma and go, maybe I've been thinking about wealth incorrectly. This business is designed to make you wealthy slowly. If you're still interested in that, well, then you can hang around. If not, if you want to get rich quick scheme, you're in the wrong place. Right? And so we have a picture of this ballerina, because people, it's a great analogy, by the way. We've got a picture of this ballerina, professional ballet dancer, maybe 10,000 hours of practice. That's all we see. If you go to the State Theatre, that's all you see. But if she takes this ballet pump off, that's what lies beneath. Compare it to a successful entrepreneur, someone who's successful at business. Do you know how difficult it is to be successful in? I think the stat is 95% of businesses fail in the first year. That is what business looks like. And if you're willing to accept that, then I can say to you, you've got wealth in your future. If you're not, you're going to be going in circles, looking for something that's going to make you rich overnight. This is my warning slide to you, right? My disclaimer slide. All right, let's discuss our products. So we've got 3 financial products. Like I said, they have all financial benefit to them. The products are not designed to just increase consumerism. They are designed to either protect your income, create an investment for you, or reduce your cost of living. Okay, so our first product is called Access Wealth. It is an investment product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month. 100 Rand of that goes into a tax-free investment fund in your name every month, right? That 100 Rand goes in there. And then on top of that, we give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. So you've got the investment with a little bit of insurance. That means if you're killed in a car accident, you've got this investment, we will pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand plus whatever's in the investment. If you want to withdraw this investment, you only phone us and tell us you want to draw it out. There's no notice period. It takes us about a week to withdraw it. Okay? So there's no 30-day or 60-day or 90-day notice period. This is our first product, Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. It is only insurance. It costs you 249 Rand a month, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. Right? So it's way more personal accident cover. The beauty of personal accident cover is that we don't discriminate against your age or your health status. You can be 70 years old, you can be diabetic, you can have heart condition, you can have cancer in the family. The premium stays at 249 and you still get 1 million Rands worth of cover. Right? So that's the beauty of access of Wealth Guard, is that it becomes accessible to anyone over the age of 18. The third product is called Wealth Points. Wealth Points is designed to reduce your cost of living expenses. So it's going to cost you 299 Rand a month. And look at the list of partners we have there. Those are companies that we went to and we asked them for discounts. So we negotiated discounts with them that we share with our Wealth Points with our Wealth Points members. So for example, if you went to buy a gig of data from Always On Wi-Fi Data, they typically charge you 100 Rand per gig. But if you're part of Wealth Points, you only pay 37 Rand. Right? So there's discounts, different discounts with all of these. And we've tried to cover as much as possible because we've got groceries, we've got data, we've got car manufacturers, we've got hotels, restaurants, we've got gyms, beauty spas. Pretty much everything's covered there. Right? So if you're looking for immediate benefit, this is a great product to have. So those are the 3 products. They are designed to be simple. These are not complicated products. Right? If you have any questions about the products, come speak to me afterwards. That's fine. So what separates us from other businesses? It is our remuneration model. We get the question often, how do you afford to pay the people in this business all this money? Right? Because we're about to discuss all the money that we pay to people, plus the rewards. How do we do it? Basically, traditional insurance companies spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. Right? You see it all the time, whether it's on the radio, on TV, the billboards outside, constantly see advertising. It costs a fortune for insurance companies. At DuePoint, we don't do any advertising. We do not have a line item in our managed accounts that says marketing and advertising. We don't spend a cent on it. So instead of spending the billions that the insurance industry spends every single year on marketing and advertising, we can take that portion of our budget and give it to our wealth engineers. And we give it to you in the form of our returns and rewards program. So that's what we're going to discuss now. How do you benefit as a wealth engineer? The primary way to benefit is to create this recurring income every month, right? So the recurring income is through our rewards program, and we pay 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. So remember the slide with all the dots on it? Imagine earning 27.50 Rand for every single dot on that slide every single month going forward, right? That's pretty much what we're talking about. But it actually depends on where that product lies. So the first 5 people that you introduce to DuePoint, those people that you keep introducing personally to DuePoint will always fall on your first point. And on your first point, we actually pay you double the 27.50 Rand. So you are earning 55 Rand every single month going forward for every person that you've referred successfully to DuePoint. And you can just keep building on that number every single month, right? And then as your channel starts to grow to the second point, you can see there, again, you earn 55 Rand on your second point. On your third point, the multiplier drops to 100%. And as your channel starts to grow and grow and grow outward and outward, the multiplier starts to drop all the way to the 8th point. You're now earning 4% of the 27.50 Rand. But at the 8th point, onwards, so the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, onwards to infinity, you keep earning that 4% of the 27.50 Rand. We don't limit you on how big your channel can get. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. There are no year modes, there's no funny T's and C's. This is the basics of our returns mechanic, right? This is what you earn. The next question we get is, well, how much money do people earn in this business? How quickly can I be a millionaire? Who wants to be a millionaire? Who plans to be a millionaire within 5 years? Okay. The number reduced. Either you want to be a millionaire in 10 years or you want to be a millionaire in 1 year. Right? No one's going to be a millionaire in 1 year. Remember, I said we're going to get wealthy slowly here at DuePoint. So what we did when we launched the business is we created this projection. It is over the next 5 years. So if you didn't have a 5-year plan, I'm going to give you a 5-year plan right now. Right? Always important to have a 5-year plan. If you start out in this business and you bring 3 people into our business in the first month, and then you start bringing 2 people into the business every consecutive month thereafter, we call it the 3+2 growth formula. 3 in the first month and 2 every consecutive month thereafter. If you can follow that growth formula, after 6 months you could be earning 2,500 Rand a month. See, now if we make the mistake of thinking like a consumer, what are you going to do with that 2,500 Rand? I will spend it. Most of us will spend it very quickly. But if you go back to what Rob said earlier in the presentation, he said, empower yourself by paying your debt off as quickly as possible. And I'm going to illustrate it for you because you don't realize, if you're in a debt cycle, you do not realize how much money you are spending on interest. It is massive. Right? I'm going to show it to you. Here's an example of someone with R1 million debt in the form of a bond. They found a house that they wanted to buy. They didn't have the money. They went to the bank loaned them the money. They called it a bond, and you agreed to pay the bank back over the next 20 years, right? To pay that R1 million off. At prime +2, you're going to pay about 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years. So if you're 40 like me, at 60, you make your last payment, and for the first time in your life, you actually own that house. But at 40, I joined DuePoint, and 6 months later, bringing 2 people into the business every month, I'm earning 2,500 Rand, and I try to listen to Rob. I try not to spend the money, and I decide to put the money into my debt, into my bond. What is the net effect of that? Because all I'm doing here is I'm putting about 20% extra into that bond payment, right? Pay your debt off faster. What happens? It reduces your bond term. In this example, it reduces your bond from 20 years down to 11.5 years. Extra 20% has nearly reduced your bond term by 50%. Do you see how unbalanced that is? You put in 20% extra, it nearly halves your bond. It saves you nearly 1 million Rand in payments that you would have made to the bank. Your whole house cost 1 million Rand. This example illustrates to you that you've paid at least 1 million Rand in interest back to the bank. On the average 20-year bond, you pay back 2.5 times the value of the asset. When you go hire purchase anything, it is even worse, right? And how many of us have this hire purchase? We always in hire purchase, we've got some credit somewhere, whether it's with clothing stores or on a credit card or a debit or overdraft. And we don't realize how much interest we're paying. Get rid of it as quickly as possible. At month 12, if you thought 2,500 Rand was too little, already at month 12, you're earning in excess of 100,000 Rand in annual recurring income. Imagine coming to our office once a year, maybe at Christmas. Christmas is a good time. Actually, maybe after Christmas, because that's when we're suffering the most, after Christmas. Halfway through January, you come to DuePoint's head office and we give you a check for 100,000 Rand. Every single year. That's just you bringing to DuePoint 2 people every month for 12 months. That's 25 people in total that you have to bring us. That'll get you to 9,000 Rand a month. Do you believe it? You sure you believe it? Or are you still wondering now, how does that work? I'm going to show you how it works because I'm going to show you wealth engineers that are doing it. You keep going. At month 24, you're earning nearly 30,000 a month. See how quickly that jumped? Because you keep increasing the size of your channel. If you work consistently in this business, your channel will keep increasing in size. If you give up, well, then you're not part of the game. You've stepped off the field, right? The important thing is never to give up. You keep going. At 36 months, you're earning nearly 50,000 Rand a month. 48 months, you're closing in on 70,000 Rand a month. Tell me when the number gets too big. Go back, Rob, it's too big. Your 5-year plan is to get to 1 million Rand in annual recurring income. Who even believes that's possible, that they can earn an extra 1 million rand a year over and above your salary? You believe it's possible? Yes. Okay, good. I've got a good crowd here. I'm hoping your imagination is running wild with possibility. Because any change in your life has to start with an idea. Right? That's the only way you implement change. You can argue with me and say, this is just academic. That's just an example you're giving us. Right? But I told you, I've got wealth engineers that are doing it. We've got wealth engineers that join this business and do nothing. Nothing. They don't refer one person to the business. They sat in the presentation, they got excited, they joined, and then they did nothing. All right? We've got others that join and they do less than 3 plus 2. Some do more than 3 plus 2. You decide how much you're doing. I don't decide that for anybody. Right? Here we got Lenchau. He's from Northwest. He's 22 years old. See, I get very excited about young people that see vision for their lives. Right? 22 years old. He's been in our business for 5 months. Last month, the value of his business was sitting at nearly 5,000 rand a month. He's brought in 8 people. The size of his channel is sitting at 135. He brought in 8. The size of his business is sitting at 135 products. That is the power of duplication. That is leverage. And it's going to carry on growing. He can quit. This month, he can decide, no, this business is too hard, and quit. That 135 next month will get to 250. Then it'll get to 300. Then it's going to go to 350, 400, 500, 1,000. It's not going to stop growing. He's got people in his business that are trying to change their own lives. They don't care what he's doing. Yeah, we've got Sidwell. He's from Kempton. He's been in the business for 10 months. The value of his business also sitting at nearly 5,000 rand a month. We've paid him nearly 16,000 rand already. He brought in 8 people. The size of his business is sitting at 144 products. Again, power of duplication. Here we got Donnie van Wyk. He joined us the day we launched the system. So he was invited to the first presentation. He came by accident. He only came because he was trying to avoid going to dance rehearsals with his daughters. He said to his wife, you go, I've got a meeting in Bryanston. And so by chance he came. And he joined the same day, right? In 2 years, the value of his business sitting at nearly 25,000 rand. He's got nearly 1,500 products in his business. He's introduced only 94 people to his business. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month, and everybody is different. Everyone is running a different race. You have to decide what race you want to win. That goal becomes so important. You have to decide what you want so that you can have direction and a plan and a strategy to get there. So what is the decision we need to make? What are you thinking right now? What is your decision? What is he going to ask me at the end of the presentation? The decision is not whether you want to become a wealth engineer. The decision is not whether you want 100,000 rand a month in extra income over your salary. The decision is, can I do it? Can I do it? That's what you're trying to figure out right now, is whether you have belief in yourself and whether you have belief in the system. And if you have belief in both of them, then at the end of this presentation, you're going to say, yes, I'm going to do it. If you have doubt in either one of those, you're going to go, and you'll make up an excuse about either your ability or about the business. People that don't want to blame their ability, blame the system. And they go look for another system. And when that system fails, they blame the system again, and they go look for another system. Stop jumping. Commit and keep yourself accountable, because you are capable. Every person in this room can get to 100,000 rand a month, whether you believe it or not. Imagine the day that happens. How does your life change when you get an extra 100,000 rand deposited into your bank account, not once a year, but once a month? That's hard to believe, right? But it's possible. You have to start with the belief. You cannot base your belief on your circumstances. You today can be earning 5,000 rand a month. It would be very hard for you to believe how to earn 100,000 rand. But you have to believe, because if you let your circumstances dictate what you can get in life, you will never get more than what your circumstances allow you to get. So let that imagination run wild. That is the decision for me. Can you do it? Can you commit yourself to spending time in this business by just introducing people to DuePoint? That's all you have to do. Getting started is very simple. You go onto our website, you click on apply, you become a wealth engineer in 7 minutes. You can start building this business at 8:30 tonight. You can start building this business. That's how quickly you can start working on your future. Read our code of conduct. That's very important. That's our contract with you, right? And apply yourself to this business. Go watch the training that we've created. It'll allow you to not make the mistakes everyone has made in the past. You will grow your business more effectively and faster. Set goals for yourself. That is so important. And so few people do it. People don't like to set goals. I hated setting goals. My father used to ask me to set goals when I was 8. I just wanted money for sweets. I don't need a goal, I'm 8, right? So I don't like setting goals. But every time I've set a goal, I've always found success. If I don't set a goal, you will never find success. Set the goal, prepare the plan to get there, and then start talking to people. That's all this business is about. If you're speaking to someone every day in this business, you're on your way. That's as simple as the business is. Don't overcomplicate it. It's just about speaking to people. Use our merchandise that we've designed for you. It'll help you in your business. Get business cards. It might seem traditional. You might think, only the old people use business cards. Let me tell you, when someone comes and stands in front of you and they try to sell you an idea on a product or whatever, and you are taken by that proposition, and then you say to them, that sounds great, can I have your name and number? And you tear off a piece of paper on your notepad to put your name and number on there, and you give it to them. You've lost them. You've lost them. People sum up other people in seconds, right? The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you do business. When you say you're going to phone them back in a certain time, whether you do that or not, all those things add up to whether you're going to be successful. Business cards are part of that picture. So please consider getting business cards. If you have success in this business, I will buy you business cards after that. Right? But you've got to prove yourself first. USB sticks have got all our videos on there, so if you don't want to use data, use the USB sticks. All our intro presentations on there. Those pins represent people that are earning money. When you start earning money in DuePoint, you can buy one of those pins and wear it. So, if you look around the room and you see who's wearing pins, those are people earning money. Don't ask for advice from people who aren't wearing pins. Right? When you start earning, make sure you get that pin. Wear it with pride. The bigger and the flashier the pin, you know, the bigger the money they're getting. The bigger the money they're getting. Right? Simple. Join our YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. It'll tell you every time we load up a new video. We've got tons of videos on there, lots of information. A wealth of knowledge waits you on our YouTube channel. And then make sure you download the mobile app. So if you have a smartphone, you should have a smartphone. I'm going to say that. You should have a smartphone if you become a wealth engineer. Download the mobile app, because the mobile app tells you in real time what's happening in your business. You can see who's joined every single point in your business, who's paid, who hasn't paid, whether you're making money while you're sleeping. You've brought in 5 people, but your products have grown by 100. You want to see that happening on your business, right? That happens through the app. You can do it through our website too, but make sure you download the mobile app. Saturdays, so we are now doing a regular Teamworks every single Saturday. So what is a Teamworks? A Teamworks is your opportunity to phone us at head office, right? It doesn't matter where you are in the country. You phone us at head office and you say, I'd like to set up a personal meeting with Rob or Brendan so that they can help me in my business. We do that for our wealth engineers, right? I want to see you successful. I'm not just saying that. I want to be part of your business. I want to support you so that you become successful. So Teamworks is exactly that. But now what we've done is we've gone a step further and we said, you know what? We're going to start giving Teamworks after every intro presentation on a Saturday for everybody. You don't have to book. You just come here. I'll speak to everybody. I'll speak to you. We've got microphones. You can ask me questions. Anything about your business, I'll answer you. I'll help you. Right? Doesn't matter where you are in the country, because you can tune into the live stream. So it'll happen live, and that video is available the whole weekend for everybody. So take note of that. Teamworks are now 11:30 to 12:15 on the Saturdays after the intro presentation. But not this Saturday, because this Saturday we're doing training. We've got a dev seminar. Intro presentations now happen every Wednesday night. So we're sitting in the Wednesday night intro presentation. Before, we never used to do them. We used to have what we called the movie night. But from this week, we are doing regular Wednesday night presentations. So take note of that. And then on Saturday, we've got training. We call it a development seminar. It starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday, so if you can make it out here, come through. Otherwise, tune into the live stream, or you can watch it afterwards, right? Because it's going to be on YouTube for everybody straight after it's done. It's called Simple as That. Like I said earlier, this business is extremely simple. We make it complicated, but I'm going to distill this business down to one single fact. And if you focus on that one single fact, you and all the people that you bring into the business will be successful. So make sure you come and watch this. That's on Saturday at 9 a.m. Let's get on to our rewards program. So the rewards program is something on top of everything that we've spoken about. We've spoken primarily about creating recurring income, but we've got a rewards program that you can enjoy if you have success in this business, if you are active. If you start out as a wealth engineer this evening, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer, right? In the rewards program. You need 1,000 XP, and you need 4 products in your qualified channel to become rank 1. You earn XP by doing wealth engineer things, like bringing guests, coming to the intro presentations, watching it on the live stream, doing home presentations, logging into a mobile app. There are like 20 different ways to earn XP. You can earn 1,000 XP in 60 seconds. If you don't know how to earn 1,000 XP in 60 seconds, come speak to me afterwards. I will tell you. I'll let you in on a little secret. Right? So to get to rank 1 is fairly straightforward. And when you become rank 1, we give you an extra 55 Rand cash reward at the end of that month, on top of the money you're earning. Right? And as you start collecting more XP and your channel starts to grow, you start to rank up. And the rewards get bigger and better as you start ranking up. There's a 20,000 Rand check, a 50,000 Rand check waiting for you. We give tools to our wealth engineers that help them build their channels faster and more effectively. Fancy little USB stick that plugs into anything at rank 5. Remember, I told you I will buy you business cards. If you get to rank 7, we will spend 12,500 Rand buying you and manufacturing for you in your personal name the most premium business cards you can get in South Africa. I promise you no one else has got business cards like this. You can sit down at a table with the CEO of Eskom, the CEO of SAB Breweries, the CEO of Anglo American, and guess whose business card's going to stand out amongst all of them? Yours. Because no one spends 12,500 Rand on a business card. Why would we spend so much money on business? You might be thinking, no, rather give me the cash, right? Because all the tools that we give you in this business are designed to help you in your channel building. When you sit down with people and you put a 12,500 Rand business card on the table and you say, I represent DuePoint, they will stop to take note of DuePoint because of that business card. And they will give you a moment to explain to them what is going on and how to get business cards like that, right? At rank 9 is our first recurring reward. When you get to rank 9, we will invite you and your spouse and your 2 favorite children to join us on our rank 9 international conference every single year for the rest of your life. Who would like to go on holiday? Business class flights, a Mercedes picking you up from your house, taking you to the airport, going into the business lounge. From the business lounge, you go into business class on the plane. You get offered champagne when you sit down. You have a seat where you can't even touch the seat in front of you. It can recline into a bed. We then fly overseas to a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days, all expenses paid trip. You can have forgotten your wallet at home. Then we get back onto the business class flight. We fly you back to your home. We take the Mercedes back to your doorstep. And that happens every single year for the rest of your life. Some people are looking depressed because they don't have it. I can see some of you went, I don't have that. You can get it. Every single person in this room can get it. One wealth engineer got to rank 9 in 5 months. Majority of us, if you are consistently active in this business, will take about 3 years to get to rank 9. But think about it. In 3, maybe 4 years, you get to rank 9 where you enjoy that every single year. You are going to brag to your friends every single year. On Facebook, you're going to take the selfie in business class. You're going to take the selfie at the resort every single year, and everybody will know that you're wealthy. Right? They will. They will. By the time you get to rank 9, you're earning about 25,000 Rand a month on top of your salary. Think about that. It's 3 years worth of work. So we've documented our rank 9 and show you a video of what to expect when you come on a rank 9 trip. So take a look.
is gone and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
Some people in this audience might make December's trip. We've already booked the flights, we've booked the resort. Who wants to come this year? Everyone wants to come this year. I need to take a photo. That's almost commitment to working extra hard every single day. If you want to make it in 7 months, you're going to have to work very hard, right? At rank 11, we spend R250,000 buying our wealth engineer a brand new car and presenting it to them. No T's and C's, there's no DuePoint stickers on it. We buy the car cash in your name and give it to you. Is it for going on holiday? It's a trick question. No, it's for prospecting. Actually, you can do whatever you want with the car. All right? That happens at rank 11. This is what our XP Rewards program looks like. It goes up to rank 28. We're only at 11. You can get here in 2 years to rank 11. Maybe some people are going to break that record. I don't know. Right? Records are made to be broken, right? But we're only at rank 11. This is still the beginning. At rank 14, there's another overseas trip waiting for you. Imagine going overseas twice a year. Every single year. What are you going to say to the HR lady at your office? You're going to sign her up to DuePoint, right? We've got some incentives on top of everything that we've discussed. We've got even more incentives. We've got a Wealth Quest running currently. So we have a Wealth Quest that runs every month. It's a different one every month. So we call it a Wealth Quest, that little pink WQ. We called it You're in the Army Now. And if you can go, if you're a brand new wealth engineer and you join tonight and you can get to rank 2 by the end of this month, we will give you an extra 10,000 Rand on top of your recurring income. That means you've got to find 20 people in your business in 1 month. But it's worth 10,000 Rand, don't you think? So if you can rank up in our business, there's 10,000 Rand waiting for you. For our more experienced wealth engineers, there's 25,000 Rand waiting for them. But they've got to bring 5 new people into the business that become rank 2. That means their business will increase by 100 people in the space of 3 months. Their recurring income will increase by a minimum of 6,000 Rand, plus the 25,000 Rand. And that's recurring income, that's 6,000. So that 6,000 is over 70,000 a year. Just doing this exercise will give them an extra 100,000 Rand that year. So those are the two incentives running at the moment, right? What is the decision we're going to make now? Because we're at the end. The pressure is now on you. What are we deciding? Do we keep blaming systems, blaming the economy, blaming the boss, blaming the industry our company's in, blaming the company? Or do we step onto this field called DuePoint and decide to play this game and see how we do? Because there's risk in everything. If you shy away from all risk, then you must stay at home with a blanket over you and never come out. The people that achieve the most in life are the people that are willing to sacrifice the most and take the most chance, right? That's just a truth of life. So I invite you, we've designed this business to be as low risk as possible. Never do we want to take money away from people. We don't want to take your savings away. We don't want to take any large amount of money away from you, right? The business is not designed to do that. So why not take that chance? We invite you to join us at DuePoint. We will support you the entire way. Do not be shy. You can phone us anytime, except Sunday. Anytime. We are here 6 days a week to help wealth engineers find success in our business. So do that. Make 2018 a year that stands apart from the other years. Are you not tired? I'm tired of all the other years. I spent 20 years trying to become wealthy in a business that never went anywhere. The best years of my life. I used to get to work at 4 o'clock in the morning and leave at 10 o'clock at night. Before I was married. Right? But I had nothing to show for it. 3 years ago, I took my shares, 40% of my business, and I gave it to the business partners. I said, there, take it. I want nothing for it. True story. I walked away. Right? Doesn't mean I have to give up. Doesn't mean I give up. Is 40 too old? No. I'm looking at anyone who's older than 40. Never. Go speak to my dad if you need motivation. He's 72. He hasn't given up. He thinks he's still going to take over the world. Right? You guys can do it. I promise you. I believe in everybody. You have to have belief in yourself and this business if you're going to make it work. So come speak to me if you have any questions. Otherwise, I wish you the best of years. The best of years. I want to see you on Facebook at the end of this year saying, 2018 was great, when everyone else is going, 2018 was terrible. So go do that. Thank you, guys. You've been wonderful. Thank you.